Welcome back. All right, we're chilling. Okay, welcome back to the last Relic, as usual, the late night stream, the TLR. Today, yeah, I'm hella late. Mainly because I was watching Physical 100 Asia, and I'm like, I'm gonna watch that. But anyways, we're back, so we're just gonna kick it, man. Like, I've been doing longer, later streams, sort of. A lot of crap has been going on. I think there's something was kind of interesting. So I was on a podcast the other day, right? And I've been hearing this a lot from the gun fans, where, there's not much hate around the Lanterns trailer. There's not much hate around that kind of stuff. But so I decided to do not some digging, but I wanted to go through the comments and on X, and I went to HBO Max. I went to whatever post there was about lanterns, right? And I want to see, maybe like the James Gunn fans showed up. They're really like talking about how great this freaking show is, blah, 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 blah. And I want to go through the top comments. I want to see what do the people have to say, right? Twitter, Instagram, whatever. So, or X, my bad. So let's go to the DC. Let's just go to DC Comics. Let's go to DC Comics on their official crap, right? DC. Well, I guess it's HBO. Superman, blah, 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 blah. Supergirl. Teaser tomorrow. And then bam. So, we'll start off with freaking Twitter. All right. Or X. My bad. So, X. Here's what the fans have to say. Oh my gosh, bruh. Where's the green? He's a Green Lantern. Crying face. You manifested early. Sony Pictures. You should follow example. All right. I'm guessing that was positive. So, one negative, one positive so far. Little Dick, Big Dreams, Taylor's version. They effed his Green Lantern up 4 times. All right, there we go. You got plenty of time before the release to fix this. Origin story. Instead of just superhero adventures, gritty and swearing, completely wrong settings for the character, desaturated suit colors, 2011 called a wanted show back. We could talk about it now. Grace Randolph. Okay, August can't come soon enough. There you go. TNT drama, positive. So when does the color come in? Oh, okay, this looks awesome. All right. From my observations, the Green Lantern is lame because of the green. So we just remove the green and we're good to go. Yes, here we go. I'm hyped. No thanks. Nothing about that has anything to do with Green Lantern, right? Down to a needlessly old Hal Jordan speaking with some southern twang, embarrassing. Like nobody even tried. This looks pretty damn good. I know you called it lanterns, but that didn't mean you had to take the green out of the show, too. I'm not even a huge fan of Zack Snyder, but his Green Lantern design is way more comic accurate and just better than this trash. That Yellowstone Lanterns crossover finally happening, huh? No, great first trailer though. I'm seeing the true detective vibes for real. All right, you manifested early. You accidentally posted it to everyone on YouTube. Chop mentioned. All right, there you go. Is so added. Clap hands. Address me. Can we stop now? You manifested early. Shut the F up. Peak incoming. We are ready. I actually miss Snyder. Yeah, damn. Now Manifest doing this with it. That's actually not bad. Like, I could have seen that. I don't care what anyone says. We got a cranky Hal Jordan, and I'm ready for it. All right. Kyle Chandler and Aaron Pierre are so effing good. This is so how you missed the up effing Green Lantern. This effing sucks. Thank you for just officially releasing it early due to the unfortunate leaks. This was the right decision. Look at my boy Hal fly. Okay, positive. There we go. Where the bloody hell is the green? Hell, where is any color at all? Is this True Detective ripoff? Come on, we do need to rip off that old show. Bruh. All right, looks amazing. The anticipation is real. Can't wait. Green Lantern. F. James Gunn. Indomitable Will wins out. Indomitable Will wins out. Should have put a comma there. How that leak applied the pressure. I see what you did there. This looks terrible. Also, Jon Stewart would never disrespect Hal Jordan like that. James Gunn, gonna James Gunn. This Green Lantern show looks like a 0 calorie of Coke Zero. I'm not really sure where you're going with that one. Looks like it could be a good show, but that suit it's gross. All right. There we go. No lames allowed. Why are people forcing themselves to like this, bro? Why is Gunn keeping it grounded? This is a galactic patrol group. Doesn't even feel like a Green Lantern show. And the suit and lanterns are ugly as fuck. Why is how old? If they wanted an old GL, why didn't they use Alan Scott's GL? The Justice Society has already been introduced. What do we gotta do for a good DC universe, man? This looks fantastic. I'm so effing hyped. This gift says it all. Warner Bros. Is paying me. It looks good in peak. Now time to collect my $200. It feels like a Green Lantern show by people who don't want to make a Green Lantern show. A shame, since I thought the one thing the DCU was for sure gonna be good at was embracing the comics. The hyper-advanced aliens who gave him a ring haven't figured out language translation technology. You know, what my earthen cell phone can do? What is the producer's beef with the colors green? So this is going to be one of those shows again where they don the suit at the last minute of the season finale. Marcos, Sector 814. Nice. Narcos. Yeah, I think it is a good first look. I want to see more, but I like what I see. Anyone else missing Ryan Reynolds? Okay, I wouldn't go that far. Next trailer, please. Showcase at least one construct. Yeah, that honestly, just one construct would have done enough. Lanterns with no... I wouldn't say done enough, but it would have softened the blow. Lanterns with no space shots. That's like Batman with no Gotham City shots. I'll be patient. All right, there you go. You know, it's fair criticism with some hopeful coming your way. Looks like some more slop. Woke tard garbage. Get the F out of my country while you can. Surfing Dracula, but they need to earn the green. What? The problem with this is that it looks good as a series, but this is not what Green Lantern is. I kind of agree with that, but not 100%. This will probably be really good, but I fear it will completely miss the mark on the actual Green Lanterns. That's a big possibility. James Gunn is changing the nostalgia of DC official for the better. The team on this one looks to have a banger. No, y'all released it early on YouTube and fans seen it. Thank you for destroying the legend of the Green Lanterns, Lantern GT FYS. Very nice. Have you ever talked to other Lanterns? I'm the only human, except we saw Guy Gardner on Superman, blah, 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 blah. That just means that they're doing... That one's stupid, Eric Curto. They're just doing Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart before Guy Gardner. He's switching up the timelines. That's what James Gunn's doing. Now, I've no hate on switching up the timeline, the way like the comics released versus how you're gonna do it on the show and the movies. Fine. Yellowstone Lanterns, it looks awful. For those whining about the lack of green, here's a corrected version. All right, let's see this corrected version. DC Studios. Are we just gonna watch the trailer again? Is that what's gonna happen?
Say.
I could have died.
Noted.
Down. The Green
You
Lantern's
didn't
oath.
correct it. Knew it. It's just a trailer all over again. With, I guess, a green tint over it. What the hell? That was stupid. Oh, this Brown Lantern suit 8. Can't wait to see Grubel in live action. We roasted it, and y'all had no choice. F out of here with this. Get the F out. You know, I used to pray for times like this. Dog, this trailer just seemed mean, bro. Like, that didn't get me excited. It just felt kind of dull, mean, and unfun. Again, I'm going in order. I'm not planning on reading all this, but I'd say, at least on Twitter, we're looking at rough estimate of 65% bad reception, 35% good. So far, you got to be kidding me. Nothing about this is giving off interstellar space cops. No power sequence to see the Lantern power constructs in green. I hate this realistic world nonsense. Give me the fantastical. Nah. Lantern's trailer seemed great. Its vibes giving Superman and Lois TV series. I don't care about the green colors, except for literally their name is Green Lantern, and Hal introduces himself as the Green Lantern. So Vin Varde, suck my cock. Color as long as the actors act well and storyline is good. And from this trailer, I could say, suck it easy. Just new Green Lantern isn't only one. There are many, including Hal Jordan and Guy Gardner. Yeah, they're also green. Are you freaking retarded? Dude, you autistic bastard. Looks like one of the 2010s fan films that were super edgy, realistic takes on superheroes. But they didn't have any budget, so you only see the costume for like 30 seconds at the end. And it wears the green. The total lack of green anywhere is weird, right? I'm intrigued. Let's go. F-bombs, check. Inaccurate characterization, check. Terrible costume, check. Must be a DCU production. Hashtag Lancers. Meanwhile, shot on a driveway. So, I'm just going to throw it out there as someone who'd love to share his love of Green Lanterns with my son. Y'all know he can't watch this, right? At least 3 F-bombs in this trailer alone. Why? Dudes. Okay, I have faith and I'm excited. I like what I see and the performances and the cast, but I'm not convinced about the direction. Curious to see more, though. Man, get off the fence, dude. Piss color filter, check. Not in space, but in brutal BS town on Earth, check. Old Hal Jordan instead of prime Hal Jordan. No green, no constructs. Generic, worse than a cosplay costume reveal. So far, my comment has more green than the trailer itself. Facts and check, fool. Can't wait. Let's effing go. Gun can't wait. A lot of blue check marks. Excited for this. That's something I noticed. Everybody who's excited has a little blue check mark. I'm still hoping it's good, but I'm really disappointed. Pretty disappointed. It's not a space buddy cop show. How are you going to have 2 Green Lanterns and the whole show takes place in a town of 300 people in the middle of Arizona? Weird choice. Okay. Again, maybe there's a mind control thing happening. They're in that town for a reason. That's aside from the point. It's the whole look of the trailer. It's not really the story that it implies is going to happen. I don't think that's the problem at all. But yes, we need some space. Now, I know why it's only titled Lanterns, because green is seriously lacking. Point with the circle, Freemason, hashtag Green Lantern ring, Osiris. Okay. All right, man. I think that might be a stretch, but even if it is correct, like, who gives a damn? That was something, definitely something, nothing I hoped for, but it was something. Oh boy. This teaser nails that gritty True Detective energy with the Lantern twist. Chandler and Pierre look perfect as the odd couple lanterns diving into some dark cosmic mystery. There's nothing cosmic yet. Even the 2011 Green Lantern movie looks better than this. That's a stretch, brother. I hope it looks more green. I'll give you that. I hope we actually get to see the lantern's abilities. Where is the green, bro? You can have it back. Oh, come on. You got to admit, this is manifested early equals leaked. LMAO. Okay, give us a GL live action show or movie without an animated suit. No, wait. Yeah. Look, and this was probably freaking free. A few notes. If Zack Snyder 2 is already green lit, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Anything else? Manifested, bro, it leaked. This looks bad. Breaks my Green Lantern loving heart. And that person is gay. See? What are we looking at here? That's whack. You know, look at that. That already looks better than the current suit. Okay, we saw here. You saw here first, folks, on X. Overall, not looking good. Not looking good. Don't be afraid. And that was the first post. We're gonna tone it down. We're not gonna read every single one. Oh, what the freak? Did I click on that picture? Let's just go on the post. And then laughing. I love whoever runs this account. Don't even joke, lad. I'm here for the HBO Max account dragging people. Guy Gardner, is that you? Ratio by a dad joke. As a matter of fact, I do. Make the lanterns green again. Yeah, HBO and James Gunn, the teaser reveal isn't going well if they have to resort to dad jokes. Bruh, I would say it is funny. It is funny. F James Gunn, look, since you love the F word so much, dude. Almost had this. This is JLA. Okay. I'm going to point something out. Right here. Barry Allen, garbage. Wonder Woman Gal Gadot, garbage. Martian Manhunter, kind of had nothing. Aquaman, definitely needs a recast. Cyborg, half okay. Batman and Superman, solid actors for it. Terrible script. Alright. Correct. You know, how administrative felt posting this. Oh, you think this is funny? You're laughing and you're laughing. You're mocking me, aren't you? This is my job. You don't get paid enough. This has gotta be rage bait. Green Lantern? Nope. Brown Lantern? Yep. Absolutely trash. The fact you have to address this means that it is a reflection of how disappointed the fan base is with the direction of DC. This is actually a really good point. Please, hashtag fire James Gunn. This sucks so bad. We could have had this. Look, this isn't like the most perfect suit, but it is the most comic accurate for Jon Stewart so far. And this was in a garage. All right, let's go to one of the last official posts. Don't be afraid. Hashtag Lanterns is coming this August. Again, we might get another trailer. They need a trailer to like combat this freaking backlash. First of all, the only thing I'm afraid of is this chick because she seems like a freaking hoe, dude. I don't want to, though. I hope I don't have to hear her voice only for this episode and she gets killed in this episode because I already hate her. No one would even think this is a Green Lantern show, dude. Beware my power. Brown Lantern's light. Loving all the green. Right over there. That nice little jar. New season of Yellowstone looking. Hey, you want to see? Do you dare me? Yeah, you dare me. We've seen enough. Hashtag fire James Gunn. There is zero personality in any of these shots. And are you guys afraid of color? It's a comic book show. Looks woke and lame like every Gunn project. Look, I see the arguments for the whole woke thing. I think it looks woke because James Gunn's a part of it. Because we saw, what's it called? Peacemaker. But I don't think it in and of itself looks woke. I just think the girl, it was dumb and, you know, I just think all the characters seem pretty dumb in this. I'm not afraid. I'm just tired of all this. Green Lantern is not some true detective. Let me guess. Gunn will have some shocking plot twists like whatever that's supposed to be, that and Superman, whatever. If you told me, like, dude, if you're typing this, like, don't abbreviate. Just put it out there, bro. If you told me this was an episode of Riverdale, I'd believe it. Can't wait. Are the lanterns in the room with us? Is this Yellowstone? The Virgin colorless American comic book adaptation, ashamed of being a comic book. The Chad colorful anime adaptation that looks like what it is based on. Looks like a comic book show for Taylor Sheridan fans who hate comic book shows. Nice. James Gunn wanted to make a True Detective type DC series. He could have easily have used these two characters instead of Green Lanterns. Yeah, Martian Manhunter and The Question. I see green. Don't need to be afraid about the bankruptcy it's about to bring forth. No thanks. James Gunn doesn't understand DC. What are y'all cooking at that production studio? All right. Now let's go to the comment section of the Lanterns HBO. Because we can't see 111,000 likes. I want to see the ratio. Okay. No Country for Old Lanterns. Now I know why the title was only Lanterns, because there is no green in it. I was expecting Super Space Cops. All I got was Cops. Sinestro responsible for the color grading. I'm pretty good. I want some Green Lantern in my Green Lantern show. We won't see them in suits until the last two episodes. I'm betting on it. Not really blown away, but surely interested in what it has to offer. There is no green. Even the grass is yellow. I'm crying. I swear, we're going to get a whole season of build-up for a cliffhanger shot of John holding a literal Green Lantern. Had they not showed the ring and the lantern for a few seconds, you think this is a detective show. The trailer got leaked on Twitter, so they decided to release it early. Lanterns, bleh, men in jackets, yeah. Eventually, you do plan to have Green Lanterns in your Green Lantern show, right? This could be a trailer for literally anything. The music sounds like it's about to break into the Home Depot theme. This could be a trailer for literally anything. The music sound, blah, blah, blah. They weren't kidding when they said it had that True Detective feel. We had a passing of the torch show for a Lantern show we never got. They done turned Green Lantern into Yellowstone. Without a few shots of the Lantern ring and the suit, I would have assumed it was a generic cop show. In brownest day, bleakest night. Waiter. There's comic book in my comic book show. Damn, Hal, don't ignore Guy Garner like that in the Justice Gang. Again, I already addressed that. Am I a joke to you, Hal? No, I actually like jokes. Are Green Lanterns with us in the room? Now, you do plan on having Green Lanterns on your Green Lantern show, right? Hello? Okay. And you guys could go and check this out for yourselves and realize we're not getting Green Lanterns show. We're getting Dookie. Official freaking Dookie. Here's what I have to say. Based off all we got, based off, James Gunn running his mouth, based off all this stuff, the trailer, it's not looking good. We can't officially judge the entire show until we watch the giant piece of crap. But James Gunn, first thing he's got to do is shut up, release a second trailer. I would say in probably the next few weeks, when the conversation starts to die down a little bit, because I think the hate's going to stay on for like another week or two. When the conversation dies down a little bit more, release another trailer with a lot of freaking green. And I'm not saying give us all the freaking, what's it called? Spoilers. Just show one of the Green Lanterns doing something crazy. Have like the guy, the main Green Lantern, whether you want to pick Hal Jordan, John Stewart, walk out and then there's a green glow around him and you only see the silhouette and then boom, ending the trailer like that. Something like that, man. I think it will go a freaking long way. And man, just like this is, I have a thought about the whole Zack Snyder situation and the James Gunn situation. James Gunn is not going to be out for at least 2 years. He just started production on Man of Tomorrow. The Green Lantern show is going to be headlined by Tom King and the other retard. And so, do I have faith in those guys? Freak no. Hell no. But do I believe that it could end up being a good show? I would say halfway. I don't have hope for it. I do believe 50% could be a good show. One of the big things that we got to see one comment on this video on X is that, yeah, Green Lantern fan, and we want to share it with the kids. I've made this point before. The Green Lanterns, the hero of your movies, especially in superhero movies. I don't care if the comics are catered to adults nowadays that are a lot more adult-like, catered to adults. I don't care that the movies are going to be a little bit more mature. It's going to be an HBO series. Like, you want to do that with Peacemaker? Fine. But you're going to do this with main characters. Like, where we've never really had this before. In the trailer, it cuts 3 times the F-bomb. And it's not even a red band trailer. So that kind of tells you how much control they actually have in telling or paying YouTube. Be like, don't make this a red band trailer. Like, let kids like adults watch this freaking trailer. It's going to be on HBO Max. Again, I've said, when I think HBO Max, I think dick and tits. You know, because HBO does that. Game of Thrones, Sopranos, freaking whatever else. House of the Dragon. They got something. Banshee, I think they own it, right? I'm not sure. But dick and tits, that's HBO Max for you. Now, do I want nudity and cussing in my show? Freak no. Can you cuss a little bit? Fine. S word, the A word. But obviously it's going to be very mature. Peacemaker, it's its own thing. This is the Green Lanterns. There is an effect to give the illusion that the hero is elevated, is he has a call to action. His responsibility is above us regular humans. Superman was cussing, even if he's repeating words that he read on the internet or what somebody else says. It throws you off because he's supposed to be pure in a way, not innocent but pure. He's supposed to represent the best of humanity, and he's supposed to be above us. And you want to bring your kids to watch superheroes do superhero stuff. And again, you're already shooting yourself in the foot financially, because now families can't get together, watch this stuff, support this stuff. Only the adults can. Almost every household that has kids has more kids than parents, than adults. And so there's a little bit more money to gain there. And no, you wanted to do an HBO show. Fine. But you took 2 of the most popular Green Lantern comic book characters to ever exist, and you've changed them up completely, and you also are not allowing kids to watch it. So then when we do get a Justice League team up, a Green Lantern movie, you're going to have a split fan base, even if this is good, where they probably don't want to take their kids, because then the kids are going to want to watch more, and all they have is this rated R show. So you shot yourself in the foot once again. It wasn't smart to... There's a lot of things that wasn't smart, but it wasn't smart to add cussing. A lot of people are like, yeah, we're adults here. We're all adults. Like, adults are going to be paying. Understand. Again, what are the most profitable films in history? G-rated films. Are there projects like freaking horror movies that they took like 50 grand budgets and then turned it to hundreds of millions of dollars? Yeah, it's the most profitable. But overall, the ones that make the most money after the cost is children's films, G-rated films. So that wasn't good. Not a good choice. Yeah, like we saw the fans, including James Gunn's fans. And I think it was good to see even some James Gunn's fans criticizing it, because that's how we're going to get back to uniting a fandom. When you are a Snyder fan, you are a comic book fan, you are a Gunn fan, all 3 of those that you can still love the dude, still love these projects, and still criticize it, that's not only a sign of maturity, but that way we can actually gatekeep, hold these studio heads to a higher standard where they will actually make good stuff. That's the problem. If you're always sucking their chode and being like, you're the best thing ever, you're the best thing ever. Like, I see a lot of people on Zack Snyder's freaking on his freaking side, and it's a bunch of freaking positivity. Not one person like, best Lois Lane. Really? Amy Adams was the best Lois Lane you ever got, ever? You're retarded. Okay? Oh, freaking best Aquaman ever. Yeah, for now, maybe. Best Superman? No. Best Batman? No. Most accurate costume? Yes. Not the best Bruce Wayne, for sure. Not the best, best looking Bruce Wayne. Greatest actor for it. And then most squandered opportunities. Worst Wonder Woman ever is Gal Gadot. It doesn't even matter. You could bring in somebody else tomorrow and they could have no acting ability. Probably will do a better job than Gal Gadot. What else? Freaking Ezra Miller as Barry Allen. You got to be freaking kidding me. Like, that's insane. And, you know, Zack Snyder is proving to us that he's a master of marketing. Truly is. Now, let's see what else. I'm seeing a lot more videos. There's this video right here that I want to react to. It is again from Comic Book Cast 2. Zack Snyder calls out toxic claims in Snyderverse fan base. Give me one freaking second. I need some water. Oh, dang. Oh. Worked out my legs and I'm dying here. Okay. Let's get to it. Oh. I gotta change it up. There we go.
Recently asked about Zack Snyder was recently asked about the toxic fandom that is the Snyderverse fans. Now, mind you, this is not all of them, but every fandom has a toxic subset of fans. Well, he says if you think there's any toxic fans in the Snyderverse, you can go feed yourself.
Huh. Didn't hear this.
Came to talking about the response to Batman v Superman, Man of Steel, and the DCEU. And in recent interviews, the toxic side of the Snyderverse fandom was brought up, which of course, if you spent any amount of time online and criticized anything Zack Snyder, chances are you yourself have encountered them. Safe to say that quite possibly they are one of the worst fan bases all around, which is pretty insane, but here we are.
Yeah, that's a pretty harsh claim, brother, but all right.
Would not have any of that. He says, okay, if they're toxic, then why did they raise money for charity? And then he said that if you think those people are toxic, you can go beep yourself. Okay, fair.
Look, I'm going to point something out. He went on Geeks and Gamers. I know some of you guys don't like him. I like him. He went on the Geeks and Gamers channel with Uche Waneri, and rest in peace, Uche. And then he totally just threw Geeks and Gamers under the bus in that stream, and like it was weird. Like, they're the ones that reached out to him and everything. And by the way, Geeks and Gamers, the fan base of Geeks and Gamers raised $80,000 for, you know, like, can I even say it? Prevention of offing yourself. And he kind of threw his own fans under the bus, which was weird. But yeah, like, say what you want about Snyder fans, like, they did do that. They did raise a ton of money for charity, a ton, everywhere. So again, criticizing one thing. Like, it's okay to criticize movies, but most studio execs like Zack Snyder are crybabies when it comes to pointing out the flaws in their films.
Argument, Snyder, but can I bring up the fact that, yes, congratulations to the fan base that raised money for,
there you go,
offing yourself prevention. I can't use that word because YouTube, even if I need to talk about what it actually is. Funny enough,
it's
because
crazy.
I could say, hey, the Suicide Squad, but if I say blank prevention, they will be like, no, you can't say that word. So, okay, how does that work, YouTube? Either way, though, that's awesome. I am glad that they raised money for charity. That still doesn't stop members of the community from being toxic, and you should
what does it mean to be toxic?
And say, hey guys, don't do this. Because
I hope he really gets to the point of this video. Like, this is what it means to be toxic, because it's become a very vague word.
Remind you that one of the heads of the Snyderverse movement is a woman who refers to black people as monkeys and apes.
Who?
This is a very real thing.
Wait, who?
Go look up Fiona Snyderverse. And
okay, wait. Okay, we're gonna look this up. Let me just give me a freaking second. The Fiona Snyderverse. Calling black people apes. And we'll get right back to the freaking thing, because that's crazy.
That Zack Snyder after that still gave her an exclusive interview is baffling. On top of other bad apples that exist in that fandom slash, not even the fandom, I'm just gonna call it what it is, the hardcore cult of Snyder. Just because there are good people in there doesn't mean that they're all good. And you could have taken a second to be like, hey, if you're part of these people who sees people out there that are toxic or attacks others with different opinions, stop. Instead, you just tell everybody to go F themselves.
Is it freaking freezing again?
Oh, well, they raised money. Okay. What
is with the lag? Man, it's freezing hard. It's lagging hard, dude.
What else of it? Checking out
up. Something is going on with the stream. It's apparently using 1 billion CPU usage. All right, no more lag. because I had to get out of Safari. Apparently, that was freaking retarded. But yeah, like that one chick, like the video before, that was kind of insane. Sorry about the lag, guys. The video before, like where I saw it in the bar on Google, where the news lady and then her what's it called, co-host anchor guy happens to be black, and she said it kind of looks like you. I'm guessing she's talking about the features, and then she had to go on this whole apology thing and had to cry on freaking camera to let her know that she doesn't think of black people that way and whatever. Super uncomfortable. He's just sitting there like he may have understood, you know, where it's like she's not calling me a monkey, you know. It's just the woke mob on the internet is gonna think that way, which is insane. Like, dude, you could call somebody a freaking ape because of their facial features, and it doesn't matter what color they are. Like, you think that a specific person looks a certain way, don't matter. Like that chick just referred to one actress looking like a character from Planet of the Apes. You know, like Rich Piana looks like Thanos. Rich Piana, he was in actually Planet of the Apes, and the director, when he like was looking at everybody who's gonna be in the film dressed as an ape, called him out and said, "I want apes to look like this guy." And he even said, like, I don't know if that was a compliment or an insult, saying that I just look like a straight up ape, you know? And he was one of the freaking apes. But, you know, he's not taking offense to it. Like, that's crazy, like, that we're gonna label it that. Like, look, toxic fans, like real toxicity where it's like they hate everything and everybody all the time for no damn reason. They're just trying to hurt people. They're, you know, like, I don't even know what definition I could actually use for toxic fan base, because they're always switching it up. The goalpost is always moving. I think you're a real fan. Fan means fanatic. When you are showing that, like, hey, we have this thing, I don't agree with it. This thing sucks, but I'm still a fan of this guy. I love James Gunn's Superman. It's my favorite movie. But also, it's one of the worst written pieces of garbage I've ever seen, but I still freaking love it. That can be true. I love garbage as well. The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, love that piece of crap. Batman and Robin, love that piece of crap. It's still crap though. That's what we need again. That is the type of fans we need. If the Snyder fans, Gunn fans, comic book fans can get together and then start talking like that, realizing that, like, hey, Zack Snyder, he's not God. James Gunn is not God. They are two of the same type of retards. And if all the fans get together and be like, yo, love your freaking universe, hate the writing, it doesn't make sense, I just like the action scenes, I like the colors, I like things moving, that's what I like. But if you're going to tell me this is good, this sucks, man. Please start hiring the right people. Get people around you that are going to criticize you. That's what we want to see. That's how you bring the fandom together. That's how you show objectivity. That's how you show that you can criticize and still be a fan of the same dude. I think James Gunn, like, I would say I'm a fan of James Gunn. I really am. The first 3 Guardians of the Galaxy movies, really enjoyed. I think the writing is atrocious on the Suicide Squad movie, but I think that movie is better than the Superman movie. I like that movie. At least I like how the characters. Like, the reason that we have a Peacemaker show is because he was able to do something good with the Suicide Squad movie, which is the emotional side of things. Okay, we cared about all these characters. He gave as little screen time as some of them got. He gave them a little bit of depth, enough for us to actually care and know what happens, why this guy is the way he is, or we want to know the direction these characters are going to take, you know. And even though it doesn't answer everything, some characters were like, why are they in jail? Other than like maybe Amanda Waller being a giant piece of crap and just gonna put anybody in jail who she could find something to pin them on, you know. But whatever. Look. If we can just start criticizing honestly, then it becomes everything we want. We're gonna get a DCU we want. We're gonna get an MCU we want. We're going to be able to get together and show them what we want. You know, the only ones ignorant enough so far has been Star Wars, where everybody really collectively, you know, even if you were there's the crazies, you know, the blue-haired land whales. There's the guys that are somewhat cognitive but are still woke and they are half retarded. Then there's the full retards that are awesome, like me, that actually cared about Star Wars and hate what they did to it. These two have come together and been like, yeah, Star Wars is it ain't Star Wars no more. This is Disney Star Wars. This is bullcrap. Only the blue-haired land whales, these freaking ghoulish-like creatures, are still watching that crap, and they're not even supporting it. They're not paying for merch and all that stuff, you know. And then if you have a Disney Pass, you're gonna maybe take your kids to Star Wars Galaxy, dude. I took my kid, dude. My son is 5 years old, right? I took him around. Never showed him the sequels because I'm a good parent, you know. I'm a good father. I'm not evil, and I showed him, and he started crying because we went on the Millennium Falcon ride, and you have to be solo, you know, in one of the chairs, and he freaked out, you know. But it was a good time. And then he's crying, and I'm like, hey, you want to go see Stormtroopers? He's like, yeah, I want to see the Stormtroopers, right? And then we're walking, we see the Stormtroopers. It's like, look, there's the Stormtroopers. And then he looks at the Stormtroopers, the First Order ones, and looks back at me and says, looks at them, looks at me and says, Dad, those are not Stormtroopers. And I'm like, you have no idea how right you are. I should have put my hand over him. I was like, someday you'll rule this world. But I didn't. But yeah, I think he knows. And then I took him to see R2-D2, and then he was like, that's R2-D2. That's what's up. But yeah, like, he even recognized it. And he's 5, dude. He's 5. But yeah, like, you're not, like, that's the fandom that kind of, like, being like, hey, man, I hate you politically. Hey, I hate you politically. Like, hey, I hate Star Wars. Actually, I hate Star Wars too, but I still hate you. That's kind of how it went. You know, the DC has yet to do that, mainly because we have a pissing contest against 2 retarded directors. I don't care if you're a Snyder fan. It's a terrible universe. The freaking 4-Hour Justice League is a terrible film. Yeah, did it have really cool stuff? Hell yeah, it did. Was it good? No, it was not. I'd say it's probably on par with Josh Whedon's. It is. They're both trash. James Gunn, the only decent halfway thing he did that was good for the DC was the Suicide Squad, and even that was in Zack Snyder's freaking universe. Everything else has been gobbledygook. So, in conclusion, trash. Let me see. Actually, I want to see if I could get this going. Maybe I don't want to talk about this today. I was going to talk about the article. Actually, I do want to bring something up. I do genuinely want to bring something up. It's a post I put on X. Well, I reposted it. All right. Look, Neil Gaiman, not my favorite guy on earth, man. Trust. I do not hold him to high standards. You know. But here, this is my little Twitter thing. And I don't know if I could zoom in, but you guys could go check it out. It's on at the last Relic with one for place in the eye. Neil Gaiman said this. Yes, but the fan base are fans. And I think this was replying to HBO Max right after the whole Lanterns bull crap. Yes, but the fan base are fans. And they like the source material because it's the source material they like. So if you do something else, you risk alienating the fans on a monumental scale. It's not Batman if he's a now news reporter in a yellow trench coat with a pet bat. Bro, took the words right out of my mouth. Okay? And I guess since we're here, we'll talk about this. My opinions. Let's play this little. The losers. I call this
view-botting the losers topic. I call view-botting the losers topic.
Look, first of all, I'm going to point this out. There's a lot to be said in this view-botting article. I'm not going to go into who the guy is and how he's the CEO of this agency company for YouTubers or influencers. He's apparently, and again, I'm just going to go off the article, but apparently he used to represent Mr. Beast, or the company still does. But I'll give you a synopsis or a breakdown, and we're actually going to read it. This view botting, but here's my thoughts on view botting. If you're starting 2026 to stream, you want to be a streamer, gaming, whatever it is, view botting is a really good strategy. And I guarantee you the top streamers now, like today, they would probably think about this strategy. Would they do it? I don't know, but a lot of them would, because the algorithm does not reward you fast enough. And again, I say fast enough because look at is it Burnt Peanut? The peanut fool, right? He's definitely making $1 million. Millions probably. And he's super popular. He is hella popular, you know. So every year there's going to be a new name that most likely did not view bot, that we don't know today, that we will know by the end of the year. Every year somebody else is going to become famous. Somebody else is going to reach the top, and it's most likely going to be a new name. Kai Cenat, he's relatively new, but then again, nobody likes to see the journey. They only like to see the beginning and the end result. The grind is real, man. Streaming to nobody, talking for however long you need to talk to express your opinions out there. It is a skill you must acquire. And if you make really bomb content, you learn the ins and outs. My content is going to be this retarded. Post something right here, or not even post. Freaking look at other people's crap and speak on it. And then I'll do a video every now and then, and hopefully I'll put out a banger. You know, right now I sit at 82 subscribers on YouTube and 30 followers on Kick. And they're the best in the world, right? So, like, I care about quality, not quantity. You feel me? And yes, do I want to turn it into a viable career? Great. I would love to. I'm not going to view bot, but that's just me. Now, that's me being retarded, because if I want success quicker, you should view bot. But again, if you suck, then no matter how much you view bot, you're not really going to go anywhere. Yeah, they'll push you, but real people are eventually not gonna follow you. But then again, Baskin Robbins got 32 flavors, and all 32 of those flavors is somebody's favorite. So you, as retarded and stupid as you might be, somebody wants to watch you be that retarded and stupid. Okay? So it might take you 10 years to get 100,000 followers. But you'll have 100,000 followers, man. Who knows? So making good content will get you there. View botting will get you there faster. Now, here's where view botting, I think, is a real problem. First of all, if everybody's doing it, it ain't cheating. Cheating is a strategy. Okay? You're making sure the algorithm pushes your content. When a company wants to sponsor your video, sponsor you, so that you can make your living and you can do this full time, and they are thinking they're going to get 20,000 live viewers, but 15,000 of those viewers are bots, that's when it's completely 100% immoral. No matter how you look at it, it is fraud. You don't do that. You should stop view botting once you know the algorithm has picked you up and before you make the deals. All right? Because I'm not saying you should or shouldn't view bot. I'm not going to view bot, but logic dictates if the algorithm is not going to see you, you're in a sea, you're a goldfish in a sea of a billion goldfish, you cannot be seen. Even if you fart, yeah, you're gonna have to rape somebody or something. All right, that's the only way you're gonna be seen, and then your career is over. But you got seen. You have to kind of do it if you want to grow really fast, but whatever. And I'm not being super eloquent about it, but let's actually get into the damn article. Let's see what this guy has to say. We'll break it down a little bit, but yeah, it's view botting is a viable strategy. Be careful not to commit fraud. And the platforms are the problem. We know why they don't do anything about it, because when it shows lower numbers, it shows it's a dying platform. So Kick, Twitch, the big ones, YouTube is the best place to not have view botting, but even then it still does. Okay, so Kick and Twitch and whatever else platforms. I don't do TikTok because I'm not gay and retarded, but I guess I am retarded because I do Kick and it has its issues. They're the ones that are the main culprit because they allow it. They actually almost support it in a way. Eventually, whoever sues them and they have a pretty solid case against view botting, most likely it's going to be a company that sues the platforms. It is fraud on such a high level. It's going to be a tough case. But if a company sues a YouTuber for view botting after they're paying maybe millions of dollars to that specific influencer, oh man, they're going to jail. It is clear case of fraud. But okay, start view botting. It is time to start view botting. What does it take to cut through the noise on the internet? If everyone else is view botting, why shouldn't you? We used to live in a world where if you made great content, algorithms would find an audience for your videos. Now creators have a clip farm, pay clippers, and sometimes even viewbot. Okay, already he's given you a solid strategy. You want to be successful? He's already made a solid strategy. Make great videos, because it doesn't matter if the algorithm picks it up, it eventually will, because they're great videos. And then to find your audience, clip farm, totally fine. Put it on shorts, pay clip farmers. And then last thing, viewbot. Don't do that. Don't do that. I'm not, you do you. I'm not going to do that, but I'll do the other stuff because you want to promote your crap. Like, you take it seriously. Like this is a grind. This isn't just post a camera, put up a video, sit back and be like, I'm famous now. No, you're freaking retarded still. And even when you get famous, you're probably retarded with money. That's all you are. All right? To have a better chance of capturing more attention and breaking through the noise. This is especially true on platforms like Twitch, where view botting can surface you on the front page of popular streaming categories. Thankfully, if you've reached the top leaderboards on Twitch and have amassed a large audience, and you probably don't need to view bot. However, there has been a lot of drama on X recently related to large streamers on Twitch allegedly view botting. This has gotten me thinking. Is view botting a legitimate strategy? Do advertisers have any way of tracking botted engagement? And why isn't Twitch cracking down on it all? Yes. Dude, you could... Here's a new concept for you. Become a YouTube channel. If you're listening out there, you want to be successful. Become a YouTube channel where all you do is chase likely streamers that view bot. And then dissect it. And then you can even create a website. You could create a bunch of stuff. And your whole job is finding who does view botting and who doesn't. And then they have to prove it to themselves. Like there is this YouTube channel. They first started in Japan. It's called First Take. So they invite famous artists to sing some of their most famous songs, and they only have one take, and they film it live. And usually they've gotten famous enough where the artist, if they reject it, then they most likely use auto-tune or some other voiceover. It's not really their voice in the songs of the music videos you see. Even Avril Lavigne went on, and she was phenomenal. It was actually surprising that she sounds pretty much exactly like she does on her music videos till this day. So go check out, I think it's First Take or One Take. Yeah, you'll see it. Okay. Again, view botting is a legitimate strategy. If you are a top streamer and you're view botting, you're freaking pathetic, man. You're already at the top, and you're view botting just to make yourself feel better, just so you could stroke it on your own and being like, I'm better than this guy or this chick. Stop view botting. That's ridiculous and retarded. If you're at the top, man, like you don't got anything to prove to nobody else. Make your money and then adapt. Like you're gonna see a lot of these guys. Like, look, I like what's the dude's name that is kind of a wacky dude, and he's always running Speedo or something. Or here, let me check. What the hell is this guy's name? It's not Kai Sanat. Who's the fast dude? The little black kid. Is it I Show Speed? Is that it? Is that his name? Again, I have a life, so I don't follow these retards. I follow some retards, though. Yeah. Okay, I Show Speed. You're going to see I Show Speed. You've already seen it with a few streamers. They do their content cater to a young audience. You know, you saw it with Logan and Jake Paul. They're the first ones that did like super gay, retarded bullcrap for high school kids. And then they were dying out, and then they actually went to start trying to do they had their Japan thing, but one of them did. And then they started being a little bit more mature. They got into pro sports. They learned marketing. They kind of, not completely, but they did away with what they were before. They're very different content creators today. Okay? You don't have to like it, but they are different, and that way that's how they're growing. So being this crazy, bubbly, like I Show Speed, running and doing all this crazy stuff, eventually he's going to get too old. That look is not going to work no more for his audience. Now, that means he's going to have a dip at some point. All these big streamers that cater to being loud outside and pranks, like childish pranks, and they have security guards, or I Show Speed doing like all this like kind of crazy acting and stuff. Eventually, either they're going to become parents, they're going to have bigger responsibilities, they're going to age out where it doesn't look good. You know, like, have you ever seen, usually you see it with waiters, have you ever seen like a 50-year-old with freaking, what's that freaking mop haircut with all the retard kids like having like the hair right here? You ever seen a 50-year-old with that kind of hairstyle? It looks pretty ridiculous, right? You make fun of them. You don't it's one of those things that you want to look away, but you still look. So they're eventually going to phase out, right? Because that type of content only lasts for so long. It's a very tight window that you're going to have. Okay, so then there's going to be a dip. They can either start view botting or man up and change it up. And if they're smart about it, they're going to, little by little, market themselves differently, right? So, if you're a top streamer and you're view botting, you are pathetic. You're pathetic, man. Like, you're stroking your own ego. And if you're sponsored by anybody, which I don't think any top streamer doesn't have at least one sponsor. All top streamers have some sponsor. You're committing fraud, dude. You should go to jail if you're view botting and you're a top streamer, because you're most likely committing fraud. You're a piece of garbage. And you're technically committing fraud against the platform you're doing it on, because you're top and they're promoting you, and then you're view botting more, so they promote you even more, so that way advertisers get to you. So then advertisers are going to be able to sue you and the platform. Then the platform is also going to be able to sue you because they don't condone it. And then the only leg you have to stand on was that there wasn't much regulation, but you're still going to lose one of those lawsuits. So yeah, you suck. All right, we've been dealing with this issue. Platforms need to take action. Okay, let's see what his solution is. Let me drink some water. All right, platforms need to take action. We've been dealing with this issue for a long time now, and I remember reading an article from Rolling Stones where up to 13% of the movement behind the release of the Snyder Cut campaign came from botted accounts. Don't know if that's true. Nicki Minaj has also come under fire lately for botting. On platforms like X, bots tend to leave behind a little evidence: no followers, a newly created account, or suspicious comment behavior. Before I move on, I remember the first time I kind of found out about fake accounts and botting. It was with Rotten Tomatoes, and I'm not sure what movies they were, but I was looking up reviews, and then it was garbage movies, but they had like 99% Rotten Tomatoes audience and critics or whatever. And I'm like, this movie sucks so bad. Am I the one that doesn't understand the complexities of these cinematic masterpieces? But no, I was deceived. Just like the Ring Bearers, I was deceived. I would go and click on that person's account. They didn't have any profile pic of a human. That was their first review ever. And they had no other reviews besides that in the future. And it was always 5-star and something vague. Where, who knows, the studios, Disney, whatever, probably paid them. Or they had some sort of AI software that they could just create a bunch of notes and whatnot and then make accounts and post it on there. But that was the first time I realized that even reviews or comments could be hella fake. Especially reviews. Platform like X, blah 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 blah. Comment behavior that can be used to identify whether the account is real or not. However, this isn't the case with Twitch because they're gay. Outside of jumping from 3,000 viewers to 50,000 in a matter of minutes, there isn't a clear way to tell who is botting and who isn't. Look. See the chat, and again, if they're not doing cross streaming, then they're most likely botting, so they could hide it. But if viewers aren't translating from one over to the other in terms of consistency of how many people are actually chatting on one platform and the other, and the numbers aren't hitting right, that's how you could tell if they're botting. I'm not saying that's clear, but there's definitely ways to tell. The only evidence we get as viewers is the live viewer count and the speed of messages in chat. That is true. Twitch has been dealing with this for years now and has done nothing. A post from Devin Nash sums it up well. And he has gone to say that there is no real downside to botting your stream if you're in the top 500 creators. Back in August of last year, we did see a crackdown on bots, and I hope that trend continues for the foreseeable. Wasn't it like for like a day or like a week, and they're like, oh shoot, we're probably going to lose investors and stock's going to go down or something. Clearly, this is happening again, and bots are finding ways to go undetected. My belief, echoed by XQC, don't know who that is fraud. Twitch, if they're doing this, then it's fraud. If you get an advertiser, you're a content creator, and you're view botting, that is fraud. If everyone else is doing it, should you? I would never explicitly say you should bot your views on Twitch. You're not explicitly saying you shouldn't, other than in the title of this article. But that reality is, If you're not view botting and everyone else is, you are at a disadvantage because you have integrity and they do not. When you are competing in a category where you're buried in, if you don't have 500 plus viewers, maybe shifting your strategy to paying clippers and buying bots helps a streamer break through. I want to, like, again, if you're doing the strategy breakthrough, all power to you, man. I ain't gonna hate. Like, hey, I use this to break through, but then I cut it off at this point, but right before I got monetized, I had real viewers, and boom, I just needed to get over the algorithm. All right, no hate there. Maybe shifting strategy. I want to see what it would cost to bot a stream, and for $180 a week on ViewBotter, I can get 1,500 followers, 225 chatters, and 750 concurrent viewers. Not bad for less than $800 a month. And these companies accept crypto payments. Dude, why are you giving so much information? Why would you even say that, dude? Like, okay. From what I've researched about detecting view botting, even Dan Clancy, the Twitch CEO, has mentioned that detecting bots is a cat and mouse game, because also he might not have too many brain cells to work with. He's getting up there in age. When allegations start surfacing online, streamers are left to state their case and prove that their audience is real. And for brands, is there any way to tell if a streamer or someone else is botting their viewership? I couldn't find anything legitimate that I would trust. There currently isn't a website out there that can credibly detect bots on Twitch. Another business idea. You want to go big? Create your damn website, spend some money on that, and then show the world who the frauds are. The big takeaway: we've entered in an era where good content alone isn't enough. It is enough with patience. I don't plan on having patience, and I don't plan on being enough. So if people like it, subscribe, douchebags. And if you don't, still do the same thing and just keep hating on me in the comments. I'm cool with that. Big takeaway: it isn't enough, in their opinion. It is. Dude, if you make really solid content, dude, somebody somewhere is going to share it, and then that person's going to share it. Word of mouth, however it is done, is always king. The bloodline stays the same. Word of mouth will always be king. If you have a fantastic video, and maybe all your other videos are crap, and you have this one video, guarantee you someday, maybe not right away, maybe a month after you post it, maybe 3-5 months, a year after you post it, it's gonna gain traction, and then boom. And by the time it gains traction, you've already gotten better at streaming, you've gotten better at content creating, and then you're gonna be enough. Okay? When clipping paid amplifications and even bots can artificially push you up the rankings but not make your dick bigger, the playing field starts to tilt toward whoever is willing to game it. Twitch's detection tools feel reactive at best, and advertisers don't seem to have a reliable way to verify what's real. Obviously, also advertisers, they're not really doing anything to pursue that either. So it's a little bit on them as well, but mainly on the platforms. If botting becomes normalized, it's already normalized, dude. Creators face a brutal question: compete clean and risk invisibility, or bend the rules to survive. Long term, though, this erodes trust in the entire ecosystem. Yeah, it does, dude. It does. Again, there could be other ways. You could show, I guess, advertisers your bank accounts. In a way, I don't recommend that. Like if you're trying to prove that you're not committing fraud. But look, I recommend being clean. I recommend it. Now, logically, I don't recommend that. Go bot if you want to. Just stop botting when you actually get traction from real people, past the algorithm, and before you get monetized, before you make money, because that's where it is clear-cut fraud and you're scum. Okay? But again, top creators, if you're botting, you're freaking gay and retarded. Small creators, it's up to you. It's gonna take some time, but if you have the patience, the drive, keep going. Like, the grind is real. People have streamed years with 0 followers, 0 people chatting, and they're doing 8-hour streams a day, literally treating it like a second 9 to 5, like a business that they're not getting anything from for a long time. And then boom, they get 1 viewer, 1 follower, 1 comment, and then they get 2, and then 3, and then those 3 are times by 2, then becomes 6, then you times that by 2 again, becomes 12, and then it goes and goes and goes. It's very simple. Is view botting good or bad? I'd say neither. I'd say depends on when you're doing it. Should it be normalized? No. Is it normalized? Yes. Go do whatever the hell you want. I recommend you create good content. Like and subscribe, gay boys. And douchebags. Feel free. Feel free. I'm a douche. But I'm a great douche. Alright. That didn't lag, right? Right? We got through that and it was fine. I guess it's just YouTube. I get effed over on YouTube. I can't do freaking reaction videos until I get a new computer. And until that happens, who knows, man? Who knows? Who knows when that's going to happen? But okay. All right. I'm having fun. Dude, I'll also tell you guys this. I was watching Physical 100 Asia. If there's a reality show that will get you hyped up for something, go watch Physical 100. It has 2 seasons, and then there's Physical 100 Asia. Literally countries competing against other countries with some of the top athletes. There's even a UFC fighter was champion in the middleweight division in UFC Asia, and he's competing with a team against other people that may have fighters, and it's men and women competing. It's really, really cool. And again, now it's lagging. Close window. Let me quit this again to end this lag. But yeah, go just look. I think it's nice to see people competing at a physical level. All right, go watch Physical 100 Asia. It is bomb. I can't talk about it enough. It really it grabs you, man. And I'm late to the game. Like, when I'm telling you this, it's been out for a while. Those who haven't watched it, please go watch it. Please. It is good. It's fun. It's entertaining. It kind of gets you out of it, especially, with all the, garbage media that we get, and you want to just see real people being real, but actually doing something spectacular. Go watch Physical 100. It is awesome. But yeah. What else do I have going on? I'm still doing that whole tax thing. That tax video. I really want it to be a good video, so I am gonna learn some editing. I'm gonna figure that out. And man, I it's gonna be for me it's a big project. I'm not a good content creator. I just like to talk. I do what I do, and that's it. All right, it's that simple for me. I hope I could do something financially that comes from this someday, but I'm okay however long it takes. Actually, I'm not okay. I want money. I'll possibly play Yu-Gi-Oh again this week, because that's always seems very popular for some reason on my channel, because I barely talk about Yu-Gi-Oh, but for some reason people like it when I play Master Duel, and it's insane to me. But yeah, Physical 100, go watch it. Man, I should probably review some K-dramas, to be honest. Want to stand out a bit more. K-dramas. Here is, look, I don't know what this problem is, but I'm going to tell you guys the problem Korean cinema has. They can never land the plane. And what I mean by that is they don't know how to make a good character and have that character stay good. Most characters become villains. There is a show, man. I want to freaking review it for you guys. It's Marry My Husband, and all the good people, or at least the main two good people, end up becoming villains, but they're still portrayed as the heroes. So some, like the writers in Korea, they don't know really how to land the plane, and I think that's the biggest issue in K-dramas, because a lot of them are phenomenal stories. Yeah, do they get wacky and break some rules in the middle? It happens, right? Some are super tight, super nice, but then the ending is just like, you at least have to keep one good character good. Like there's a show called The Glory. There is one guy. He's the father of a kid, and he is good throughout all. He's the one that is he's not tarnished. He comes out of it on everything unscathed. He hasn't done anything bad really, and then they just make him kill somebody after. And I get the thinking process through it, but now you just made him immoral. You made him do something that like isn't part of the character. Like a normal human being doesn't just think, I have the power to kill now, therefore I'm gonna do it right now. Like if they start thinking that, they usually take a step back, like, hold up. I will die for my children, I'll kill for my children, but I'm not going to plan this whole thing to go kill somebody that I think I cannot defeat in any other way. And they do that. And so that's the biggest problem with K-dramas, is that they don't know how to land the damn plane. I'm not saying that's with everything. Like I really like this one K-drama called Beating Again. I don't know what year it was, and they landed it just fine. It was solid. But you know, shows like Glory or Marry My Husband, it's a time travel thing, they do it freaking awful, terribly. And you know, and then sometimes like the other part, there's other issues that happen, but yeah, that's all I gotta say about that. Like and subscribe. Love K-dramas though. Like and subscribe. I'll probably be doing some. I watch it with my wife usually. She's Korean and she's super into K-dramas, and it's fun. It's a fun time hanging out with her and watching K-dramas. But yeah, that's my little rant about Korean dramas. It ain't that great. You know, they're great, but it ain't that great. You know, they can't land the plane. It just, at the end, it's almost unsatisfying for a lot of them. I'm not saying all of them. I would say half. I would say from what I've watched, half is very unsatisfying at the end. You know, like I've spoken about this before, especially pointing out the Green Lantern and the cussing. There needs to be an illusion of good. When you have, I point out Captain America, Age of Ultron says language, and then they joke around, all that stuff, and then Endgame, you say, let's get this son of a bit, because now it has gravity. This guy who never swears, goody two shoes, is a leader. You know, he's strong in his principles and his morals, and then he's so pissed that like you'll never see him more pissed than that, because he swore, and you're like, holy crap. And then when you got like Hal Jordan saying the F-bomb like at least twice, and then when he starts, it's like my wife and I talk about this all the time, where it's, you know, you want Mama Bear to be Mama Bear. If you yell all the time, the kids will eventually just be like, that's mom, she yells, and won't take you seriously anymore. Even if you yell and the kid is like, our kids are going across the street and there's a car coming, you yell, not going to take you seriously, because that yell no longer has any gravity. But if it is a rare occasion, you know, you strategize, like, I'm only going to yell when I see something in danger, or when it's a really big deal that I need to grab their attention. Then every time you yell has gravity, and they're going to be like, oh freaking A, like mom just yelled, let's get our act together, stop whatever you're doing, sorry mom, what's going on, and then boom, you got full attention. But if you yell all the time, no longer has gravity to it. So that's that aspect. The other aspect is like the illusion of our heroes being higher than what we believe the regular person is. Even if they were a regular person to start, they obviously had something in them that was maybe a little more important than the rest of us, maybe a little bit better. And they are the ones that were chosen for this responsibility, for this higher calling. And then for us as audience members to have that illusion, cussing takes you out of that illusion. Maybe even freaking, I don't know, sex scenes will take you out of that illusion. Like, there's a lot of things that could take you out of that illusion that we don't need. You know? Like, things could be implied. Like, I don't need to see Bruce Wayne bang a chick to know that he bangs chicks. You know, like, as much as I hate the Dark Knight Rises movie, I hate that movie. It's very classy. Him and Talia al Ghul make out, and then the scene is just him without a shirt next to the fireplace, and she's laying down. As an adult, you're like, oh yeah, they hooked up. Boom. Classy, nothing to it, doesn't take you away from anything. But then if I see like Bruce Wayne thrusting, I'm like, man, this guy's game's weak. Like, that ain't Batman. Like, Batman thrust like that, that's crazy. I don't want to know how he thrusts, man. It's like freaking Tom King and Lee and what all those freaking bastards. I didn't want to see the cock of Batman on my comic. That was insane. Now when you think that freaking Bruce Wayne, you're like, that loser Bruce Wayne. Cock isn't even great. Got stood up by Catwoman. Freaking loser. There you go. You know, so I think it is important that the heroes don't freaking cuss. I think it's important that Green Lantern specifically isn't a rated R show. It's very important to them. Fine, do Peacemaker. Do villains. But heroes? Like, stop trying to be edgy and cool, man. Stop. We don't need that. Let the heroes be heroes. That's all I got to say about that. Okay. Should I keep going? I don't think I should keep going. I got energy. I had a freaking leg workout today. Haven't had a solid leg workout in a while. And it was awesome. It was awesome. But I'm, as the British, the redcoats would say, knackered. I'm knackered. I don't have a good accent. I'm not a freaking actor, dude. I'm just a moron. I'm a bona fide, beautiful retard. And you guys see my Majin Buu get up? My Majin Buu. Majin Buu. But, okay. Yeah, this is in Victoroo. Here's my mini review. Majin Buu. The light's right here. Pink, tight, solid rash guard, no problems. Go buy it. Invicta Karoo. Whatever, however you pronounce that thing. Solid rash guard. Buy it. That's my mini review. Have fun on that. Okay. probably turn that into a short. But okay, guys. I'm out. It's hella late. It's 2 a.m. Peace.